April 27th is a good date to nurse a historical grievance. I have in mind Osama bin Laden's complaints about Andalusia, which have been echoed by Hamas. And my question is, can I play too? Because April 27th is the anniversary in 711 AD of the landing of the first Muslim invasion force at Gibraltar under Tariq ibn Ziyad. They went on to conquer most of Spain. They almost conquered France. They would have if it weren't for Charles Martel defeating them at the Battle of Tours. So here's my question. What were the Muslims doing invading Spain? What were they doing? It's less than 80 years after the death of Muhammad, 7,000 kilometers away, and they come into Spain and go, hey, nice country, it's ours now. In fact, I think it used to be a mosque. They came out of the desert with fire and sword. They swept north, they swept east, they swept west, conquering everything in their path. And then, and this is the thing that I really don't get, when they were eventually driven out, 1492, the Reconquista of Spain is completed. When the Christians counterattack and take Spain back, the Muslims go, well, that was outrageous, how dare you, we weren't doing anything, we just attacked you and conquered you and, made you convert to our religion, eventually on pain of death. People talk about how tolerant the Islamic rule in Spain was, but it gradually deteriorated. The Islam of the desert came to predominate, particularly under the Almohad dynasty. And so anyway, we were just, basically subjecting you and making you convert or killing you and stealing your stuff, and then you attacked us. We weren't doing anything. How can you view history from that point of view? Because the same thing is true of the Crusades. You never hear the end of the Crusades, the Christians attacked us, the Christians attacked us. No, the Christians counterattacked you. You conquered Jerusalem. And then they took it back. How is it fair for you to do it and not for anybody to take it back? How can you not even understand the point of view of people who don't think it's okay for you just to conquer stuff and say, haha, it's ours now. It used to be a mosque. Remember the Temple of Solomon? They put a mosque there. Now, people including Yasser Arafat say there never was a Jewish temple. It's always been a mosque. That is an amazingly one-sided view of history, an amazingly resentful one. There's a Saudi sheikh actually wrote to George W. Bush when he was president and said, we still weep over Andalusia. Well, what about us? Are we allowed to weep over it? Or are we expected to have this totally one-sided view of history in which, even though we're not Muslims, when Muslims say, this is how we see it, we have to go, oh yeah, right, of course, we secretly know you're right. We just have to admit we're really Muslims. No, we're not. We don't think it's okay for you to attack us. Now, I'm willing to let bygones be bygones. There are many historical wrongs that I cannot right. But when I hear bin Laden saying something like, we will never accept another Andalusia in Palestine, it must not become Jewish, when I know for a fact that there was a Jewish kingdom there long before there was such a thing as the religion of Islam, I say to myself, if you are willing to forget nothing and forgive nothing, you cannot insist that other people forget everything and applaud your one-sided view of how history's meant to work, that what's ours is ours and what's yours is under attack. Forget it. There has to be some way of reaching a modus vivendi even among people who do not share fundamental worldviews. Otherwise, there is just going to be war. And if we're going to reach that modus vivendi, part of it has to be it's not okay to attack people. You've got to convert them. We may be unable to change the result of past conquests, but in principle, we don't go around remembering every single time somebody fought a battle against us and calling it aggression, even if they were actually defending themselves against our attack. That is an incredibly intolerant view of history. It's an incredibly unfair view of history, and all it's going to do is cause more war. So, on April 27th, I'm going to say I will forgive the invasion of Spain when you forgive the fact that eventually it was taken back from you, but not until then. If you're enjoying these commentaries, please go to my website, that's johnrobson.ca, and make a contribution to help sustain my work, and continue subscribing to The Rebel and watching The Rebel for the news and commentary you won't get anywhere else.